In the shadowy depths of cinematic history lies a forbidden relic, the 1993 Chinese film known as An Old Man and His Dog. But don't be fooled by its innocuous title and nostalgic facade, for beneath its surface lurks a tale of unspeakable horror and malevolence. This cinematic masterpiece, shrouded in mystery and danger, was banned in its native land for decades, its dark secrets hidden from the prying eyes of the public. Yet, what truly sent shockwaves through the industry was the revelation that one of its key figures, the dog trainer and body double for the lead actor, was none other than a notorious serial killer. With a chilling disregard for human life, this fiendish individual fed his helpless victims to the very dogs that appeared alongside him on screen, blurring the line between fiction and reality in a macabre dance of death. As the truth slowly came to light, the film became a symbol of terror and depravity. And though the ban has since been lifted, the legacy of An Old Man and His Dog remains etched in the annals of cinematic history as a cautionary tale of the darkness that lurks within us all. In the labyrinth of power and privilege that was Yinchuan, Cheng Peng emerged from the shadows of his prestigious lineage. Born into a world of opulence in 1962, but behind closed doors, within the halls of his family's lavish estate, a darkness lurked, festering in the heart of the young Cheng. Expelled from the halls of academia for his savage inclinations, Cheng's descent into darkness was swift and merciless. The Lin Ke Forestry Institute, a bastion of prestige and prosperity, became the stage for his twisted desires. In the shadows of his incarceration for theft, Cheng's soul festered with bitterness and resentment. His father's cold refusal to bail him out forged chains of animosity that bound Cheng to a path of vengeance. Upon his release in 1988, he emerged from the depths of confinement. Forced into a loveless marriage by the whims of his parents, Cheng's heart hardened with each passing day. His wife's absence became his sanctuary, a realm where he could indulge in his darkest fantasies without fear of retribution. But it was amidst the chaos of a chance encounter on a train journey that Cheng's sinister intentions found their mark. Miss Hu, a naive soul ensnared in the web of Cheng's deceit, became the unwitting pawn in his deadly game. As their relationship blossomed, so too did Cheng's malevolence, a shadowy spectre haunting the corridors of his twisted mind. With each passing moment, his thirst for blood grew, his thoughts consumed by the macabre allure of her demise. Cheng Peng's opulent abode transformed into a chamber of deceit and horror as his affair with Hu, his covert paramour, spiraled into a nightmare of bloodshed and betrayal. As tensions mounted between Cheng and Hu, exacerbated by the imminent return of Cheng's wife, their liaison plunged into turmoil. Cheng's futile attempts to extricate himself from Hu's grasp were met with scorn and defiance, climaxing in a burst of savage violence. With grim determination, Cheng wielded a pipe wrench, delivering a fatal blow to Hu, her lifeless form becoming a grotesque centerpiece in his macabre theater. Engulfed by a frenzy of brutality, he dismembered her corpse, burying the evidence beneath the shroud of night in his backyard. Yet, this gruesome act was merely a prologue to Cheng's descent into darkness. Consumed by avarice and fixated on canine breeding, he assembled a motley crew of miscreants, including his cousin Xiao Xiaodan, to satiate his unquenchable thirst for power and wealth. Their nefarious exploits reached a crescendo one frigid December night in 1990. Armed to the teeth, they prowled the streets of Yinchuan with predatory intent, preying upon unsuspecting victims with cold calculation. Their sights locked on Yang. With promises of riches and deceit, they ensnared him in their clutches, the air thick with tension and impending doom. Yang's desperate bid for escape met a grim fate. Cheng and Xiao's relentless pursuit culminated in Yang's grisly demise, his life snuffed out by a final fatal blow. Cheng and Xiao vanished into the shadows, leaving behind a city haunted by their atrocious deeds. Their sinister legacy reverberated through the streets of Yinchuan, a chilling testament to the abyss of human depravity and the seductive allure of darkness lurking within us all. In the bitter cold of winter in 1991, the Tongfuju Ballroom became a refuge for those seeking warmth and escape from the chilling reality outside. Amidst the music and laughter, Cheng Peng's gaze fixated on a young woman, Miss Liu. She danced with grace and strength, captivating Cheng like a moth drawn to a flame. They agreed to meet again. The following morning, Cheng led Liu into the depths of his domain, where the secrets of a sinister plot began to unravel. Unaware of the darkness lurking within Cheng's soul, Liu surrendered herself to his charm. After a night of passion, Cheng's facade of civility crumbled, revealing the true depths of his depravity. With cold determination, he raised his weapon, a silent harbinger of her impending demise. The crack of gunfire shattered the stillness of the morning air, extinguishing Liu's light with merciless precision. Cheng's actions turned methodical, a macabre symphony of violence and deceit. He callously discarded her remains to the ravenous hunger of his beasts. In the chilling embrace of March 1993, filmmaker Xi Jin embarked on a perilous journey to capture the essence of his newest creation, an old man and his dog. Within the ancient walls of Zhenbei Fort in Ningxia. Yet, as the cameras rolled and the actors performed, a sinister presence lurked in the shadows, biding its time to unleash its malevolent force upon the unsuspecting cast and crew. Fate led Xi Jin to Cheng and his enigmatic wolf dog. However, little did Xi know that by embracing this alliance, he had unwittingly invited evil into his life. As the film garnered acclaim, Cheng's reputation as a breeder of formidable beasts grew, attracting the attention of Mrs. Yu, ensnared in a tangled web of desire and deceit. Their clandestine affair unfolded against the backdrop of Cheng's twisted world. In the hushed whispers of April 1994, Yu's fateful visit to Cheng's domain sealed her tragic fate. Beneath the facade of passion lurked the cold heart of a killer. Cheng's betrayal unfolded in a single deadly moment, leaving Yu to perish in a pool of her own blood. Unlike his previous victims, Yu's demise met with a fate far more sinister. Her body, interred in the depths of Cheng's backyard, became a macabre secret buried beneath the soil. Cheng's reign of terror remained shrouded in darkness. Amid the eerie silence of a desolate winter's day, Cheng's secluded existence was disrupted by the unexpected arrival of an old acquaintance, Ma Wei. However, Ma's innocuous facade concealed a sinister agenda lurking beneath the surface. Driven by whispers of Cheng's newfound prosperity in dog breeding, Ma sought counsel on the training of his prized Tibetan mastiffs. Unbeknownst to Cheng, as he extended a helping hand, he unwittingly stepped into the dark. Cheng and his loyal accomplice, Xiao, awaited their next move with bated breath. However, their carefully laid plans unraveled with startling swiftness as Ma revealed himself to be an agent of the law. Tempted by the prospect of eliminating this unexpected threat, Cheng grappled with the chilling notion of cold-blooded murder before ultimately relenting, allowing Ma to slip through their grasp. Undeterred by the close brush with danger, Cheng's burgeoning reputation in the dog-breeding world attracted the attention of former classmates Jiang Ming and Mr. Wang, promising a tantalizing opportunity. On the fateful night of January 7th, 1995, Cheng orchestrated a sinister gathering within the shadowed confines of his home. With Li and Jiang seated at his table, their unsuspecting presence belied the dark designs unfolding beneath the veil of hospitality. With calculated precision, Cheng drugged Jiang's tea and handed Li a shotgun, coercing him into complicity. Despite Li's brief resistance, Jiang fell victim to Cheng's ruthless violence, leaving both men burdened with guilt. With Jiang's lifeless body hastily interred in the cold embrace of the earth, Cheng's mind churned with the promise of ill-gotten gains. Yet, amid the spoils of their treachery, one final obstacle remained: Cheng's own wife, unwittingly ensnared in the web of his deceit. With suspicion looming like a spectre on the horizon, Cheng plotted a twisted scheme to extract the truth, casting a shadow of fear over the darkened corridors of his conscience. Under the cloak of night in March 1995, Cheng Peng embarked on a sinister mission. He made his way to a desolate payphone, dialing Jiang's number with calculated precision. Jiang's unsuspecting wife answered, falling prey to Cheng's twisted charade, unaware of the sinister puppeteer pulling the strings. As the night unfolded, Mrs. Jiang's worry grew, her frantic calls echoing in the darkness. She reached out to the authorities, her voice trembling as she recounted the chilling events. The wheels of justice turned, casting their penetrating gaze upon Cheng Peng. Cheng spun a web of lies with practiced ease, his calm demeanor masking the darkness within. However, as the authorities delved deeper, cracks began to form in Cheng's facade, revealing the truth buried beneath layers of deception. Caught in a tangled web of lies, Cheng's hunger strike was a feeble attempt to evade justice. His defiance a futile gesture against the relentless pursuit of truth. On a frigid evening, Cheng sought refuge in the anonymity of a payphone, dialing Jiang's residence. With practiced deceit, he masqueraded as a mysterious business partner seeking answers. Yet, Jiang's wife's voice rang hollow, her denial casting shadows of suspicion on Cheng's fragile facade. As days turned into weeks, whispers of deceit echoed louder, haunting Mrs. Zhang with frantic calls for her missing husband. With trembling hands, she confided in Mr. Wang, sharing her unsettling suspicions. In Ningxia, the gears of justice focused on Cheng Peng, the key witness to Zhang's disappearance. Crafting lies with practiced ease, Cheng's deception unraveled as suspicion closed in. With each passing moment, the grip of justice tightened around him, pushing him further into darkness. Fleeing into the unknown, Cheng's steps echoed through the wintry streets of Ningxia. Seeking refuge in a deserted school, he grasped for any means to evade the encroaching darkness of his deeds. In Inner Mongolia, Cheng's world shrank to the confines of his own desperation. With each passing day, the walls closed in, the spectre of justice drawing ever closer. On March 10th, he burglarized the local police station, finding only a pistol magazine and several ID cards. After finding a picture similar to him, he burned the remaining ID cards and fled. On March 19th and 20, he broke into 2 government offices, finding only a few bullets and magazines. Cheng's desperate flight led him across the barren expanse of Shanxi. In a city teeming with life, he sought sanctuary in his nephew's sand factory, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness. But even as he reached out for salvation, the hands of fate closed around him, his every move shadowed by his crimes. In Xi'an, Cheng Peng's desperate flight reached its bitter end. In the factory's office, a clandestine rendezvous unfolded. Cheng, driven by desperation, sought refuge at his nephew's factory, oblivious to the looming threat. Destiny had orchestrated a chilling reunion. As Cheng introduced himself, the air crackled with tension, a silent ballet between predator and prey. Unbeknownst to Cheng, the figure before him was not just a distant relative, but a harbinger of justice. As seconds stretched into eternity, the atmosphere thickened with the air of imminent reckoning. The man's gaze flickered, recognition dawning. Torn between kinship and duty, he chose righteousness. With a subtle signal, he set the wheels of justice in motion, sealing Cheng's fate. Meanwhile, Cheng, oblivious to the storm, savored the fleeting sanctuary. In a synchronized strike, they pounced, overwhelming Cheng before he could realize the peril. At the trial, Cheng stood as a fallen colossus, admitting to his atrocities with venomous pride. His chilling truth sent shivers down their spines. In the eyes of the law, Cheng was a malevolent force, viewing his victims as mere pawns. When asked about the remains in his backyard, he coldly stated, "I don't believe in ghosts and gods." As the gavel fell, Cheng's fate was sealed, revealing a stark truth. The line between humanity and monstrosity is thinner than we dare to acknowledge. On September 27, 1995, the gavel of justice struck with echoing finality, sealing the fate of Cheng and Xiao with a death sentence. Dawei, spared from the immediate grip of death, faced a suspended sentence, a mere reprieve from the dire fate that befell his accomplices. With the stroke of a pen, they were stripped of their freedom and condemned to a life devoid of political rights, forever bound to the memory of their heinous deeds. Swiftly, the condemned were escorted to the desolate execution grounds in Yinchuan, where the cold hand of retribution awaited them. Under the stark gaze of onlookers, the final chapter of their twisted saga unfolded with chilling certainty. With a deafening crack, the silence of the night shattered as bullets flew, abruptly ending the lives of Cheng and Xiao. Their bodies fell to the unforgiving earth, marking the gruesome end of their reign of terror. A somber pall enveloped the city, resonating with the haunting legacy of their crimes. As the echoes of gunfire faded into the night, a grim silence fell upon the once bustling streets of Yinchuan. Yet, amidst the solemn atmosphere, the question remained: had justice truly been served? But the macabre tale did not conclude there. In a cruel twist of fate, the innocent animals that had unknowingly played a part in Cheng's dark schemes met an end as grim as their masters. Each bark silenced, each tale stilled under the looming spectre of death. The legacy of an old man and his dog was irrevocably tarnished by its association with its infamous star. Shrouded in the shadows of censorship, its reels lay dormant for decades, a grim reminder of the darkness hiding beneath the glitz and glamour of the silver screen. Only time would reveal whether the film would emerge from the depths of obscurity, its story of innocence transformed into a macabre fascination for future generations.